I am not here to lie to you. I am not here to sugarcoat to you and tell you what you want to hear. I am here to give you facts. I'm here to give you tips. I'm here to give you principles that can actually enable you to start experiencing your desired reality. And in this video, I am going to emphasize and talk about the power of inspired action, which is not really addressed in the spiritual community. And let us begin with this video. So most people who are now beginning to awaken spiritually, they start having this kind of fallacy that says you don't really have to take any physical action. You just have to believe. You just have to use your own mind for you to create your own reality. And that is actually absurd. And that is why most manifestations never get to happen. Because if you mainly focus so much on your mind, on the mental plane, it means you are actually neglecting the physical plane. And remember, knowledge without being put into action, it's lack of wisdom. So you might have the knowledge, but if you don't do the action required, you won't manifest on the physical plane. You will create on the higher planes, but on the physical plane you will become a servant. So by the end of this video, you will learn what we call inspired action and how to actually start doing that. Okay, so why do we call it inspired action? This is the reason why we call it inspired action. Now, when you want to achieve something, or when you want to have a certain experience of your own reality, then in other words, you are trying to align to your desired reality. You are trying to actually experience it. So how do you do that? So let's say that you want to have $1 million in your account. The million in your account will not just pop up out of nowhere and enter into your account. What you need is you have to ask yourself some questions. You have to place yourself in the right state of mind for you to actually attract that thing. So the first point, or the first thing which you do, you have to cultivate what we call the law of clarity. Now the law of clarity, I've talked about it in detail in a previous video. You will check it in my own account, you will find the video, or I just place the link to that video on the description that talks about clarity. But once you have the clarity and you know what you want to have physically, and you also know what you want to have vibrationally or emotionally. So when you are now clear of what you want to have, then what follows is what we call present moment awareness. Because when you are present, there is something which happens. Remember, we have what we call your higher self. Now your higher self is your evolved self. We might call it your spirit. Now your spirit has the connection to the divine, to the source. Remember, we are extensions of the source. It's like we are gods simply having a human experience, each and every one of us. Okay, so when you connect with your higher self, it's like you are connecting with your God self. So how do you actually connect with your God self? This is how you do it. Now, the God self or the higher self exists across all multiple timelines, meaning your God self is in the past, is in the future, and is in the now. That is why God says that He is omniscient and omnipresent. He exists everywhere at the same time. That is what we say. Because God, your God self, is a spirit. A spirit is not a physical object. A spirit is an astral body which exists on the higher planes, the planes such as the 5D, 6D, 7D, and even 8D, meaning that it is not confined on this physical body. It is above the physical body. It has transcended the physical body, and the physical body exists on the matrix world. The matrix world is the physical reality. Okay, so your higher self is not tied into the physical reality. And in the physical reality is whereby we have the laws of time and space. So means that your body is tied or is held accountable by the law of time, or the principle of time and space on this plane. But your higher self, your God self, is not held constraint by the principle of time, meaning that it exists across all timelines at the same time. It is now in your past, it is now in your future, and it is also in this present moment. Okay, so when you are in the present moment, that is the only point or place whereby you are one with your higher self. So by being present, I simply mean that you are in the now. You're not in your mind contemplating about the past or the future. You are simply in the now, observing the mind in the now, breathing in the now, seeing in the now, hearing in the now, feeling in the now. Yeah, that is what is called present moment awareness. So the moment you become present in the moment, you open up the portal of the connection with the higher self. And then when that happens, your intuitory levels will rise. You will get what we call intuitive inspirations. You will feel something that really, maybe you had a problem that you wanted to solve, then you just get an inspiration. The answer pops up out of nowhere, and then the answer feels so real to you. You don't know why, but it feels so real to you, and then you feel it is good. That is what we call inspired action, or the moment of inspiration. So when you are held in the present moment, you have that ability to open up that portal with the higher self and get what we call inspired action. So once you have that inspired action, what you do is you now do it. Do it and do it now. Okay? So we go to another concept of monk mode. Now, monk mode are set protocols that you have to do, because that physical action will take you to the next level, whether you learn about, whether you accept it or not. But physical action in of itself is not powerful. You require inspired action, because inspired action does not simply come from your conscious mind. It comes from the subconscious. It comes from the higher level or the higher plane of energy, which is far beyond the present moment and the past. It's in the future. It means this also means that you are actually hacking the code of the system. So after you've learned the inspired